Welcome everyone and thank you for joining me today on this exciting journey into one of the most astonishing and mysterious stories in modern coin collecting, a story that proves that sometimes the smallest objects can carry the biggest secrets. And today we are diving deep into the incredible legend surrounding the 2018 P1 dime United States coin that has been rumored, whispered about, debated, and imagined as being worth an unbelievable $44 million, a value that seems impossible when you realize this tiny coin originally left the mint with a face value of just 10 cents, and yet within the fascinating world of numismatics, where history, rarity, mistakes, and mystery collide, stories like this capture the imagination of collectors and dreamers across the globe, because every coin has a story. But only a few have stories so powerful that they challenge everything we think we know about money, value, and chance, so stay with me as we explore how a simple dime, dated 2018 with AP mint mark, could be considered by some to be one of the most extraordinary era coins ever imagined, not because it has been officially sold for such a staggering amount, but because of the breathtaking combination of hypothetical mint errors, rare die varieties, impossible striking conditions, and collector obsession that could theoretically push its value into the realm of legends. And as we go through this long and detailed exploration, keep in mind that the world of rare coins is filled with myths, near myths, and real treasures, and this story blends all three into one mesmerizing tale that shows just how magical and unpredictable numismatics can be. Because when you hold a coin in your hand, you are holding history, technology, art, human error, and sometimes even dreams of unimaginable wealth, and the 2018 P1 dime stands as a modern symbol of that dream. A tiny piece of metal that could, under the rarest of circumstances, become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that rewrites the rules of value forever. And to understand how such a value could even be imagined, we must first look at how coins are made, how errors occur, and how collectors interpret rarity. Because the United States Mint operates with precision machines, strict quality controls, and advanced technology designed to prevent mistakes, but no system is perfect, and over the decades, some of the most valuable coins in the world have emerged not because they were intended to be rare, but because something went wrong in the most extraordinary way. And the idea behind the legendary 2018 P dime begins with the concept that a coin does not have to be old to be valuable, because modern coins can also become treasures if they carry the right combination of flaws and mysteries. And in this imagined scenario, the 2018 P dime is not just a normal circulation coin, but a piece that escaped the mint carrying multiple rare errors at once, something so improbable that it borders on the impossible. Yet in the world of collectors, impossible stories often fuel the most intense excitement, because the minting process involves blank planchets being fed into presses, struck by dies engraved with the design, and then ejected into bins. But along the way, a blank can be the wrong metal, the dies can be misaligned, the hubbing process can create double details, the mint mark can be misplaced or malformed, and the strike can be off-center, weak, or overstruck on another coin, and any one of these errors can make a coin valuable. But when several appear together on a single piece, the value can rise exponentially, not just because of the physical rarity, but because of the story that surrounds it. And in this legendary scenario, the 2018 P dime is imagined as a perfect storm of minting chaos, where a dime blank is struck on a wrong planchet, possibly one intended for a foreign coin or a different denomination, giving it an unusual weight, color, and sound, immediately making it stand out. Then imagine that the dies used were not standard, but carried dramatic doubled elements, where the date, the lettering, and even the portrait show strong doubling, not from damage but from a true doubled die created during the hubbing stage. And such doubled dies are among the most sought-after varieties in coin collecting, with famous examples like the 1955 doubled die cent fetching enormous sums. And now picture that this same dime also displays a major off-center strike, where part of the design is missing while another part is pushed to the edge, creating a visual that is both chaotic and beautiful. And to make the story even more astonishing, imagine that the mint mark P, which indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is not only present but appears malformed, doubled, or misplaced, possibly punched in an incorrect position or showing a shadow image beneath it. creating what collectors would call a mint mark error, something that is especially intriguing. Because modern coins usually have mint marks integrated into the die rather than punched separately, making such an error extremely rare. And then imagine one final twist: the coin being struck over another already struck coin, creating an overstrike where faint traces of a different design are visible beneath the dime's details, perhaps from a foreign coin or another denomination, making the piece a layered mystery that challenges experts to decode its origins. And when you combine all of these hypothetical features into one single coin, you create something that collectors would consider a unicorn, a once-in-a-generation discovery that defies probability. And in the imaginative world of numismatic legends, such a coin could inspire bidding wars so intense that the price would soar into the tens of millions, not because of its metal content, but because of its uniqueness and the feverish desire of wealthy collectors to own something no one else on Earth can possess. And the value of $44 million becomes a symbol, not necessarily a real sale, but a representation of how far human fascination with rarity can go, because collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying a story, a piece of history that never should have existed. And in a world where billionaires collect art, vintage cars, and rare artifacts, a coin that represents the ultimate minting anomaly could become the holy grail of modern numismatics. And this is where the imagination of the collecting community comes into play, because rumors of such a coin, even if unconfirmed, spread quickly through online forums, social media, and collector circles, with people analyzing photos, debating authenticity, and dreaming of finding a similar treasure in their own pocket change. And the idea that a dime from 2018 could be worth more than a luxury mansion or a private jet fuels the fantasy that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon life-changing wealth without warning. And that is part of what makes these stories so powerful, because they transform ordinary objects into symbols of hope, chance, and destiny. And when people hear about a coin potentially worth $44 million, they are not just thinking about money, they are thinking about what it would mean to have their life changed in an instant, to hold something that the world desires, and to become part of a story that will be told for generations. And while most people understand that such extreme valuations are often speculative or exaggerated, the emotional impact remains real, because even the possibility sparks excitement, and that excitement drives the entire world of collecting, where people search rolls of coins, attend shows, study reference books, and share discoveries, all in the hope of finding something extraordinary. And the 2018 P-Dime legend represents the modern version of that dream. A reminder that even in a high-tech world where everything seems controlled and predictable, there is still room for mystery, error, and wonder. And as technology advances, the mint continues to improve quality control, making dramatic errors increasingly rare, which paradoxically makes the few that do escape even more desirable, because rarity is the heart of value, and when rarity is combined with a compelling story, the result can be priceless. And in this imagined narrative, the 2018 P-Dime becomes more than just a coin, it becomes a symbol of the unpredictable nature of human systems, where even the most precise machines can fail in spectacular ways, leaving behind artifacts that capture our imagination. And this is why people are drawn to error coins, because they represent moments where order breaks down and something unique is born. And in a world that often feels mass-produced and repetitive, uniqueness is power. And the idea that a single dime could stand apart from billions of others speaks to our deep desire to find meaning and value in the unexpected. And as collectors and dreamers alike continue to search their change, study their coins, and share stories of incredible finds, the legend of the 2018 P-Dime worth $44 million lives on, not as a proven fact, but as a modern myth that inspires curiosity, excitement, and hope, reminding us that sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest dreams. And that even in the most ordinary places, extraordinary possibilities may be waiting to be discovered by those who look closely enough. And